Assistant Professor, Department of Electrical and Electronics from Cambridge Institute of Technology. Welcome you all to today's webinar on Introduction to the World of PLC. We have regular culture of conducting various student and faculty development programs, and in the situation of COVID, we have moved to the webinar series. The resource person for the day is Professor Yogananda BS. Mr. Yogananda BS, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of EEE in Sri Siddhartha Institute of Technology, Tumkur. He has a rich experience of 13 years in teaching and active member of MISTE. Sir has obtained his bachelor's degree in telecommunication from Dr. Ambedkar Institute of Technology, completed his post-graduation in computer application in industrial drives from Malnad College of Engineering, Hassan, presently pursuing PhD in electrical engineering from VTU, Belagavi, Karnataka. The area of specialization is power systems, in which Sir has several papers published with good impact factor in renowned national and international journals into his credit. I welcome you to today's webinar session, sir. We are very grateful to him for accepting our invitation to share his knowledge amongst us. To give brief introduction about our participants, we have both students and faculties from various colleges. Thank you. And I once again welcome Mr. Yogananda BS for today's session. And sir, you can take over.
So in this presentation, I'm going to cover basics of PLC and few basics with respect to the PLC software I'm going to use, because it is very important nowadays in automation industry. So I will, instead of wasting much more time, I'll go for my presentation with the permission of HOD sir.
Go ahead, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So today I'm going to give a presentation on introduction to the world of PLC. So you know that PLC is very important nowadays in automation industry. So it is, you have a ample of opportunity, particularly for the student, to build their career in this particular area, automation or industrial area. So myself, Yogananda BS, Assistant Professor. I'm working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Electrical Electronics Engineering, Siddhartha Institute of Technology, Tumkur. So I'm going to discuss today, this is all the content of my presentation. So you can see the section of the PLC. So what do you mean by PLC? That is very important. Before going to learn PLC, we have to understand, analyze, or what is the basic definition of PLC. The programmable logic controller is a special form of microprocessor based on the programmable memory to store the instruction and to implement the functions such as logics, sequence, timing, counting and arithmetic operation in order to control the machines or the process in the industry. So PLC means programmable logic controller. As we know, controller, it is a hardware device. Logic, so we are going to use here mainly three logic: ladder diagram, functional block diagram, sequential function chart. In this presentation, I'm going to cover ladder diagram and as well as functional block diagram. So in India, we are going to use maximum ladder diagram concept in developing logic for PLC. Programmable, so here we are going to use two types of program. It is nothing but code. We are going to call that programming software code as instruction set or structure test we are going to use. So in C concept only, we are going to create the functional block diagram or logic block diagram or ladder diagram with respect to the program code, that is instruction set and as well as structure text. So what is the need of PLC now? the PLC provides easy and economic solution for many automation tasks, like in order to operate and control and also monitoring of the device, output device or the machineries, coordination and communication of IO devices in the industrial applications, PID computing and control, logic or sequencing control. So mainly we are going to use this PLC so to increase the system stability, to increase system reliability. So we need to improve the overall system performance. Because of this, we are going for PLC in automation industry. So few advantages, it is more flexible. So for example, we can control more than 8 to 10 output devices in one controller. That's why it is more flexible. We can implement the changes in the current program, in the running program itself, because there will be an online monitoring application is present in this PLC, and you can correct the errors in the online running applications only. Low cost, we are going to use normal switches, simple switches, normal open and as well as closed switches. That's why the cost of the PLC is very, very less with respect to hardware point of view. Visual observation, there will be a CRT monitor present on the PLC. You can observe the operation of that complete circuit of PLC, and you can identify the fault. And we are going to use in this ladder and Boolean programming method, as we know already. So ladder and Boolean concept is very easy. Already you have learned in the digital electronic circuits. So disadvantages, a fixed program application, because a different manufacturer use a different program concepts. So if you want to use L&T or if you want to Siemens program, you need to use their own application programs. There's a too much work required in connecting wires. You can see now here to connect more number of wires, you need more work. So that's why the wire connection with respect to the input device and different modules somewhat difficult. The history of PLC. Before going to use PLC, so we are going to use relay to control the machineries in the industry. In the year 1968, Richard E. Morley invented the first programmable PLC or programmable logic controller. Different types of PLC. There are two main types of PLC. First one is fixed or compact PLC. Second one is modular PLC. In compact PLC, there will complete processor within a single case or within a single chassis. Here, fixed number of IO modules and external IO cards. We cannot vary that, and we cannot add the IO modules or external IO devices in this compact PLC. So all the input and outputs are controlled by the manufacturer itself in this mode of PLC. In the modular PLC, so we can use multiple expansion through the modules, hence it is referred as modular PLC. You can increase the input and output components in this modular PLC. So and each component is independent. You can see here the just one picture of your modular PLC. In this you can see the first module is power supply. You can see the controller. This is the IO, input output systems. This is for communication. You can use your computer, or you can transfer your program from the computer, or through this by connecting communication cable, you can connect it to more than one controller or more than one output device. So PLC applications. So nowadays you can see PLC application in almost all the areas. So in that, I'm going to take one best example of local organization, that is KMF Milk Mother Dairy. In that you can see, I'm going to show one video. In that video, you can observe how the ice cream is put into the cone, and in that, while putting the ice cream into the cone, so that quantity should be same. It is a standard quantity. And how they are going to close that ice cream cone, that scone ice cream, and how they are going to pack that video I am going to show. There we are going to use the PLC application in this particular organization, that is KMF Milk Mother Dairy. Just go through this video for 2 to 3 minutes. So you can see. Now you can see.
We can see, sir. We can see, sir. We can see.
Okay,
Yes,
okay, right.
yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So you can see now the cones of that ice cream cones. So these machines are completely controlled by programmable logic controller with the control logic. See that quantity of that ice cream. Packing, just they are going to just put cover on that. After complete pack, you can see they are collecting all those ice cream cones.
ನಂದಿನಿ ಹಾಲಿನ ಪುಡಿ ಸಲ್ಪಡುವ ಹಾಲನ್ನು ಪರಿವರ್ತಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಮದರ್ ಡೈರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಲಿನ ಪುಡಿ ತಯಾರಿಕೆಗಾಗಿ ಕೋಟ್ಯಾಂತರ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಮೌಲ್ಯದ ಆಧುನಿಕ ಯಂತ್ರೋಪಕರಣಗಳನ್ನು ಅಳವಡಿಸಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಪ್ಯಾಸ್ಚರೀಕರಿಸಿದ ಹಾಲನ್ನು ಎವಾಪರೇಟರ್ನ ಸಹಾಯದಿಂದ ಘನೀಕರಿಸಿ ಡ್ರೈಯರ್ನಿಂದ ಉಳಿದ ದ್ರವಾಂಶವನ್ನು ಆವಿಗೊಳಿಸಿ ಹಾಲಿನ ಪುಡಿ ತಯಾರಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆನೆರಹಿತ ಹಾಲಿನ ಪುಡಿ, ಕೆನೆಭರಿತ ಹಾಲಿನ ಪುಡಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಡೈರಿ ವೈಟ್ನರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ವಿವಿಧ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಹಾಗೂ ವಿವಿಧ ಪ್ಯಾಕಿಂಗ್ ವಿನ್ಯಾಸಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಮದರ್ ಡೈರಿಯಿಂದ ಕೆನೆರಹಿತ ಹಾಲಿನ ಪುಡಿಯನ್ನು ಮಲೇಷ್ಯಾ, ಸಿರಿಯಾ, ಸಿಂಗಪೂರ್, ಜಪಾನ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಮುಂತಾದ ದೇಶಗಳಿಗೆ ರಫ್ತು ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿದೆ.
Madam, can you visible now?
Yes, sir. We can.
Yes.
Okay. See, first application, it is we are PLC we can use in KMF Milk Mother Dairy. So next you can see in almost all the automation industry, for example, mining, food, packing industries, oil and gas, and glass and paper industries, in the cement manufacturing, in boilers, thermal power plants, amusement park, as we know already, Wonderla, in that we are going to use PLC. So nowadays, a smart city, lots of projects are there. In the smart city project, you can utilize that particular area to show some automation work in smart city projects. And for data acquisition is very, very important. So particularly in SCADA, we are going to use this PLC controller in the automation industry. So PLC, there are different companies are there in the different manufacturers particularly. So these are all the different manufacturers of PLC. So the one problem is, the drawback is while using those PLCs, we need to use the program of the particular manufacturers only. Allen Bradley, ABB, Siemens, Mitsubishi, L&T, Delta, Honeywell manufacturers. This is a general block diagram of PLC. So in this you can see I/O modules, as I showed in the previous slide, input/output modules. To the input module, we are going to connect different switches, nothing but different sensors you can connect. So from the sensor, you can sense that signal and you can just pass it to the processor. In this processor, according to the programming code, or according to the code, this processor will process the data and it will send to that output module, and through the output module, the output devices such as solenoids, contactors and other arms can receive the data, and according to that you can control the output device. This is a simple chassis of programmable logic controller. You can see the power supply module. So digital inputs, digital outputs, analog inputs, analog outputs. TC represent thermocouple inputs. This is the complete rack. On this rack only you can see this different IO sections. The art of the PLC, similar to the other controller, you can see CPU is the art of the PLC. So this is one of the manufacturer developed a training kit for academic institution or institution. In this you can observe now, this is the PLC, XLB PLC. So in this PLC is having totally 18 we can see here different switches. Now you can see different switches, 18 digital input switch, and you can see red buttons are red, it is called LED. And you can see digital outputs, there are 12 digital outputs. Similarly, you can see analog input, analog output. This is for the operating voltage, DC operating voltage, and it will display both voltage and as well as current. So you can see voltmeter and current meter. This is for just to observe how that PLC training kits are seen. Next point is very important. In this, we are going to cover now the logics of programmable logic controller. As I told, we are going to concentrate more particularly in India. We are going to concentrate ladder logic, or we are going to represent in terms of ladder diagram. So ladder diagrams are specialized schematics commonly used to document industrial control logic systems. Ladder means, but ladder diagram resembles the ladder. It consists of two lines. First one is vertical line and second one is horizontal line. Vertical line represents power supply terminals, positive and negative terminals. Horizontal line represent element present in between the two power terminals. In the next slide you can observe now. So this is a general block diagram or general ladder diagram. So in this you can observe now left power rail and right power rail. These two power rails represents the vertical lines. So left power rail represent positive terminal of the power supply, and right power rail represent negative terminal of the power supply. So 1, 2, 3, 4, you can connect more than one rungs. It is called horizontal lines are called rungs. So you can observe now 1, 2, 3, 4 rungs. It is called ladder rungs. Always power flows from left power rail to right power rail. Once again, left power rail to right power rail. This is the general ladder diagram. To end the ladder rung, this is the statement we are going to use, end ladder rung block. So you can observe now, this is a simple circuit. To switch on the motor or to control the motor through this switch. So with this switch, we are going to control some voltage here, DC input voltage. So if this switch is closed, motor is going to start running. If switch is open, motor will stop. So how to translate that into ladder diagram? The two power supply terminals L1 and L2 are called power rail 1 and power rail 2. In between the two power supply terminals, we call it as circuit elements. Circuit elements we are going to represent in between the two power rails, switch and as well as motor. Now how to use now switch? What type of switch we are going to use in writing ladder diagram? That is very important. Different types of switch. It is also called as contacts. So normally open switch and normally closed switch. So normally open switch and normally closed switch. These two are very important. Along with we are going to use output coil also to represent output. So in the normally open switch, this normally open switch will close when its contact value is equal to 1. That means this switch act like switch on only when its input is equal to 1. Similarly, normally closed contact is going to close when its input is equal to 0. Once again, I'll repeat. Normally closed switch is going to close when its input is equal to 0, and it will open when input is equal to 1. Exactly, this normally closed switch act like NOT gate. In NOT gate, if my input is 0, it will complement that 0 to 1, output is 1. If my input is 1, output is equal to 0. Like that way, this normally closed switch is going to work. So I'm going to just show a small simulation how to create a ladder diagram using the software XG5000. This is LNT based software. LNT based software. You can observe now XG5000 software. See, this is open source software. So similar to the other softwares, for example, for microcontroller Keel software. So here also you can see this is the main window of that software XG5000. So you can see here we have an option to create project, and as I told, online monitoring is possible. You can see online monitoring option. So similar to other controller, we have debug option, everything. And you can see here F3, F4 and different functions. These are all the different function we need to use to create ladder diagram. In this, F3 normally open contact switch, F4 normally closed contact switch, F9 it is an output coil. These three are basic ladder elements we are going to use regularly in creating ladder diagram in this particular software. And next, F10, that is called function key. So in this function we can create arithmetic function, logical function. For timer application also you can use this function, counter application also you can use this function. So I'm going to show one simple ladder diagram how to control motor, turn on and turn off of the motor with a single switch using this particular software. To create a new project, go to the project and select new project. So in that I need to give now project name. So I'm going to give project name as CIT Bangalore. So you can save this particular project file in any of the drive. I'm going to save in the same C drive only. So you can see now CIT Bangalore XG5000 is software. Project name we have created. You can see this window. This is in this window, this is the space to create a ladder diagram. So you can observe now this is called left power rail and this is a right power rail. In between these two only we need to insert our ladder circuit elements. So as I shown in the previous slide PPT, so we have to control the motor through the switch. We are going to use normally open contact switch. See, you can see once again I will show you now. So here there is a switch. This switch is going to control the motor turn on and turn off. So here we are going to use normally open switch. So I'm going to use now normally open switch. So select F3, just insert here. So different softwares uses a different device name and variable name. And, so here this particular software uses M as an input variable, P as an output variable. So I'm going to give M0. So device name is M0, variable is switch. So I'm going to take this variable name as switch. So I selected now one switch, normally open switch. Its name is switch. Clear? And my intention is to control the output coil or a motor. So this is the coil. You select this. Just you insert in series with that switch. So P0 is a variable we are going to use to represent output device. So device name is P0. Variable is motor because I need to control the motor. So motor, you can see simple ladder diagram I have created now. Before going to simulate the program, just ladder diagram, say the ladder diagram. So you can observe now here, different where icons are there. This is device. So if I click this, it will display the device name. Device M0 and output P0. If you want, sir, I need both device and as well as variable name. So device name, and you can see the variable name, input switch and output is motor. And you can also display comments also if you wish in this particular ladder diagram. So our intention is we need to control this motor with this particular switch. So go for start simulator. So I choose start simulator option. Okay. Yes, it is completed. Then, so you can observe now this switch is now it is open. Means it is in off condition. Hence, motor is not running. It is not indicating high. If it is running, it will indicate high. If it is off, it won't show any indication. So I am going to apply now here bit value or value of this particular switch. So as I told, normally open switch is going to close when its input value is equal to 1 or it is true. So you can observe now, I will apply now 1 to this. So the switch is closed. You can see there will be indication motor is running. Motor starts to run or motor is running now. So I want to turn off this motor. So once again, click twice on this switch, normally open switch. So just give 0 to open the switch. If this switch opens now, you can observe motor is off. Like this way, we can create a simple ladder diagram using XG5000 or any PLC software. Now we will add some logic to control the motor now in the next example. Before going to that, so just I will just brief out the logic. So as I told, it is completely based on the logic concept. So here we are going to use different logic gate concepts here. So as we already know that, so it is logical AND. So logical AND gate, its output is equal to 1 only when its input A and B is equal to 1. Otherwise, it is output is 0. Boolean equation for this logical AND, that is output Y is equal to A dot B, or you can say that A into B. Y is equal to A dot B. So here you can observe now input B. For the applied input voltage, if these two switches are closed, then only we can expect the output across the load. Otherwise, we can't. That's why, since these two switches are connected in series, because the logic gate output Y is equal to A dot B, means two switches or two inputs we need to connect in series. Similarly, you can observe now here, input A and input B switches are connected in series. These two switches are normally open contact switch. Since those two are Y is equal to A into B. If these two switches are closed, then only you can see the output in the output side. Clear? Once again, I'll repeat. In logical AND concept, output is equal to 1 only when input A and B is equal to 1. So we'll create now the same ladder diagram using the software. So now here I'm going to create the same logical AND concept to control the motor, same motor. So for that I am going to use the same switch A. That is, I am going to take one more device name M1. Switch name is input A. Next the two normally open contact switches are in series. That's why I'm going to take one more device name as M2. Variable name is input B. So two switches are connected in series. So my intention is there to display the output. Here I am going to use the same motor to control the motor operation. So I am going to select coil F9. So I am going to insert here. Already I have selected a motor. I am going to use the same device name and same variable name. So you can see now input A, input B are connected in series because it is a logical AND concept in that Y is equal to A dot B. So two switches are in series. So we are going to use logical AND to control the motor operation, to turn on and turn off of the motor. So we have created now second ladder circuit to control motor operation. Save the ladder diagram, clear, and then go for start simulator. You can go for start simulator. Okay. Writing is completed. Then you can see in the beginning input A, input B is 0. So you can see motor is 0. So next, according to truth table, input is 0, input A is 0, input B is 1. See, you can see set value of that particular input is 1. So now it is closed now, but this switch is open, so you cannot pass the current here from left power rail to right power rail. So motor is off. Next condition, input A is 1, input A is 1 and input B is 0. Then also motor won't start. So according to our truth table, if both input A and input B is high or its contact value is equal to 1, then we can expect the motor on. This is the one more simple ladder diagram to control the motor or particular applications or any device. This is one example, one more example. So similarly, we can add on to this logical OR, NOT gate, exclusive OR gate, NAND, NOR, like that way. I'm going to create one more ladder diagram in this logic gate only. Then we'll go for application part. So next concept is, so you can see now logical OR. So in logical OR, the output is equal to 1 only when the input A or B and A and B is 1. If both the inputs A and B is equal to 0, its output is equal to 0. So here the Boolean equation for this logical OR is Y is equal to A plus B. Since A plus B, we are connecting two switches are in parallel connection. Two switches are in parallel. So you can see the ladder diagram, input A, input B, two switches are in parallel. These two switches are going to connect, is going to operate this or is going to get this output. So in the ladder diagram, just I'll create one more ladder circuit in the same file. So stop simulator. So I'm going to use the same inputs now. Use the same input. So that is M1, you can see. So M1, same device, input A only I used. So one more device I'm going to use, M2. So I'm going to connect now two switches. Switch A and switch B are in parallel. So vertical line. So to connect these two switches, so select vertical line option, that is F6, and join these two. And to draw a horizontal line, just you can go for select F5, you can draw like this lines, horizontal lines. So I am going to use the same motor, here. So that is P0 device name. So same motor I am going to use. So our intention is to control the same motor with the OR concept, logical OR concept. In this concept, either one switch, either switch A or B is on, motor is going to turn on. Otherwise, motor will be in off condition. So save the program, save the ladder diagram, file, go for start simulator. Next one is procedure to writing. Yes, sir. Writing is completed now. You can see at this stage input A and B is equal to 0. So you can see motor is not running. So I'm going to apply now. Input A is equal to 1. So you can observe now motor is running now. Clear? Or one more option. Make input A is equal to 0 and input B is equal to 1. You can observe now. So motor is running, indicating now it is started now. It is running. So next option, if both are high, if A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 1, you can see motor is running. So like this way, we can create any logic using this ladder diagram to control our output. Here I have taken output coil or motor as an output device. Just it is indicating that on and off. So next, like this way we can create n number of ladder circuits. Instead of wasting time, I will go for, now as I told in the beginning, so in this PLC we can execute logical operations, arithmetic operation, timing, and as well as counting applications. So I'm going to use now in the next ladder diagram, I'm going to use timer and as well as counter to control the same motor operation. So stop simulation. Then I'm going to use now here different switches now instead of to avoid confusion. So up to now I used M2 device. So I'll go for one more device now. My intention is to start the motor. M4 device I'm going to use. One more switch. This switch name I'm going to give SWIT switch A or switch 1 I'm going to give. Variable name, you can give any variable names. Now my intention is I need to run the motor after some delay. So timers are going to use to create or to consider some delays, to generate some delays. So because of that reason, I'm going to use now timer. This switch in the output, I'm going to feed it to timer. So to select timer, you go for function option. So here we need to give, so I'm going to use turn on timer with the initial state and how much delay you want, whether you want 5 milliseconds, 10 milliseconds, 20 milliseconds. Sir, I want 20 milliseconds, sir. Okay. Then, so that is the format. T on, T0 and T20 is a value, delay value. So as I explained in the previous general ladder diagram, always power flow from left to right. This output, timer output, so we need to consider in one of the switch. That switch name I'm going to consider in one of the switch. That is called timer output switch. So T0 timer output. So I'm going to give timer output. So can see now this switch is just exactly the status of the timer when this switch is in on condition. M4 is on, timer is going to generate its delay, and then after the generation of delay, the timer is going to, the switch is going to produce that particular output. Next, our intention is to control the motor now. So next I'm going to go for coil. I'm going to insert here that coil. So I'm going to take different motor name P1. That is the device name. Motor 1 variable name. So you can see now. Once again, I will just brief out. Here I am going to perform. I am going to control this motor turn on and turn off operation through this switch M4 or device name M4 with this switch 1 with some delay. In the previous ladder diagram, here when switch is on, motor is on. When switch is off, motor is off. In this, depending on the logical and logical OR, so we have controlled the motor operation on and off. Here with the delay. By using timer, we are going to control the motor operation, turn on and turn off with the same delay, different timing conditions. So now save that ladder diagram and then go for start simulator. Then can see now. Okay. Now if this switch on, the timer is going to start counting its value up to 20. After some counts or after some delay, after that particular time second what we have initialized to the timer, on timer, after completion of that, this timer output is going to send the signal to this switch, then only motor is going to turn on. That is my objective or that is my aim. So I'm going to apply now M4 device or switch 1 to 1. So you can observe now, once it is completed, this delay is completed, you can observe the timer output as high, then motor is equal to I. Once again I will show you that simulation. It's very important application of timer. So you can see now this timer is completely now not activated now. Save, start simulation. Okay. Then okay. Okay, observe now timer value is now 0. Now with this input switch condition, you can observe now timer counts up to 20. Then timer, if you can see the timer output is equal to high, then motor is equal to on. So like this way, we can control the motor operation depending on our logics. So here I used timer. Similarly, so in some smart parking in the big complex, so you can see the car parking in different floors. In that also we can use this PLC, programmable logic controller, for car parking application also. There we need to just identify where exactly the space to park my car. Sometime in ground floor 1, ground floor, first floor, third floor, fifth floor, like that way. If you want to park more than 4 cars or 5 cars, even the user or the particular programmer has to indicating that. So in this particular floor there are 4 cars, there are 5 cars, there are 2 cars, or there are 4 places are there to park your car. Like that way, that going to indicate in some smart parking car parking systems or in the multiplex buildings. See there they are going to use the counter applications. Here I'm going to just use the counter application to turn on and turn off once again the motor. So you can see last application or last ladder diagram circuit. So go for now switch. So you can use the switch. So I'm going to use M5 as a device name. Switch 2. So I'm going to use now a counter as a function CTU C0. After 4 counts, I need to start my motor. So once again, you need one more switch to get the status of counter. So I'm going for M5. Instead of that, we need to go for C counter output. So select the switch. CO counter and then counter output. Okay, then I'm going to use motor. Here I'm going to show just motor only. Motor is, say I will take P5. Motor 4. So you can see now, just save the ladder diagram, save the file, start simulator, then just write the program. It is completed. Now you can see, once again I will just explain the logic. Say here my intention is to run the motor after switching on this switch 2. So here, since we have given the counter value as 4, so this motor is going to start its rotation or it's going to on. So only when, see, we need to turn on this switch 4 times because counter value is now 4. So now you can observe now. So once switch 2 is closed, the counter value is equal to 1. Motor is in off condition only. So switch off that switch. Second time you switch on the switch. You can observe now counter value is equal to 2. So motor it is in off condition. So switch off the switch. Again switch on the second switch once again. You can observe now counter value is equal to 3. Still motor is in off condition. Switch off the same switch and then switch on the switch for 4th time. You can observe now once counter value is equal to 4. Now it is indicating that its output is equal to high. Once this counter switch is high, so you can see the motor 4 is in on condition or it start rotation. So like this way you can create any type of ladder circuit using your basic logic applications or basic logics. So I covered only 1 or 2 applications of logic gates. You can see different logic gates. Now next, functional block diagram. So the functional block diagram for each logic gate you can see now. This is the logic gate and so functional block diagram, which is also very important. The representation of logics in PLC. One is using ladder diagram. Second one is using functional blocks. This is for OR gate. This is for NOT gate, XOR gate, XNOR gate, and NAND gate. So we need to use these functional blocks in creating functional block diagram for the PLC. So in this slide you can observe now using the functional block, and we are going to develop a ladder diagram and the functional block diagram for the Boolean equation or for the Boolean expression. In the first example you can observe now Q is equal to A plus B into C. Here they have used both logical and as well as logical OR concept. So B dot C represent logical and. The product of these two we are going to OR with the input A plus B dot C. So Q is equal to A plus B dot C. We can observe now. First I am going to use logical AND block here. For the logical AND block, because B dot C, there are 2 inputs for this is the functional block and B and C are the input for this functional block. The output of this logical AND is one of the input for this is the functional block for logical OR. So one more input is A plus B dot C is the output equation. So like this way we can create a simple functional block for any type of Boolean expression or Boolean equation. Here you can observe now ladder diagram, input A. Since here we have a plus here, so we need to connect other 2 inputs in parallel with A. So plus means OR logic. So B dot C, because it is an AND logic, we need to connect switch B and switch C are in series connection. This output is going to OR with this input A switch to obtain the output Q. Similarly, you can observe here now one more simple Boolean expression. Q is equal to A B bar plus A bar B. This is for XOR gate Boolean expression or a Boolean equation. So this is the functional block to represent NOT gate. This is the functional block to represent logical AND. This is the functional block to represent logical OR. So you can see A input, B input, complement of A, here you are going to get A bar, complement of B you are going to get B bar. This is the expression A bar B. So you can see A bar B, that is the one logical AND output. A B bar is the one more logical output. So here you have A bar B, here A B bar. This is because here we have a plus, so we need to use OR logical block. So the output is equal to here A bar B plus A B bar. So like this way, we can develop the functional block diagram and ladder diagram for any type of Boolean expression or Boolean equation. These are all now we can call it as programming instruction list for different manufacturers of different PLC manufacturers. These are all the programming instruction list for IEC company. This is for Mitsubishi. This is for Omron. This is for Siemens. Meaning is same. Instruction list used is different. So LD means load apparent into a resultant register. So for that we are going to use start a rung with a open contact. Similarly, LDI or AN represent load negative apparent. Here we are going to use normally closed switch in the ladder rung. This is for logical AND operation. This is for logical AND operation with the inverted, means negative apparent. This is the output. So these are all the different instruction lists depending on the manufacturer. We are going to, depending on the PLC, we are going to use those instruction lists. So this is the simple program using Mitsubishi. This is best example for logical AND. So you can see, observe now, this is the X is the variable. We are going to use X is the variable to define input, Y is the variable define output. So you can see load X400 means the status of X400, we are going to load it to resultant register. And here these two switches are in series. So we are going to perform logical AND operation with the X401 with the resultant data. It means this switch condition. So assume that both are 1, this is also 1. So the output is equal to 1. We are going to display that output in this particular output parameter or output Y430. The next, instead of wasting much more time in the same program part, so my intention is to show one application. So just you read out this application statement, application example. So in this application, so my intention is to run the pump, means I need to start the pump when the start switch is on, liquid level switch. So we are going to use this liquid level switch in the tank, and reservoir. So assume that we have a sump in our home. So reservoir, generally I am going to call it as sufficient water or liquid is present in the reservoir. So I'll read out the statement now. So we need to develop a function block diagram, or we need to develop a ladder diagram in which a pump is required to be activated. So I need to start the pump and pump the liquid into the tank when the start switch is closed. First condition is start switch should be in closed position. The level of liquid in the tank is below the required level. So in the tank, the level of liquid is below the reference line, or it's below the reference marked level, and there is a liquid in the reservoir from which it is to be pumped. So in the reservoir, there should be a sufficient liquid to pump the liquid into the tank by turning on the pump. That is the simple application. So I'll read out here. Our intention is to start the pump by observing the start switch condition, liquid level switch condition, and reservoir condition. Normally, you can use these particular applications in home applications to stop the motor when your tank is full, or start the motor when your water level in the tank is below the reference line. So for this, we need 3 switches: start switch. This is one more liquid level sensor or liquid level switch. This is reservoir switch. Output is pump. 3 input switch and 1 is output. So I'll show you how to execute or how to create ladder diagram for this application. Stop simulation. So I'm going to use now normally open switch. Normally open switch because start switch is on always. It is on always. That's why I'm going to use normally open contacts. Just I'm going to observe how many switches I use. M5, So I'm going to use now switch name as M6. M6. Now next, this is start switch. Start switch. Start switch, variable name. And one more input you need to check the liquid level in the tank. So if liquid level in the tank is below the reference value, then only that switch is going to close. Otherwise, the switch is going to open. So that means to say below the reference, above the reference. If above means switch indication is high, if below the reference means switch indication is low. Because of this reason, so I'm going to use normally closed contact switch. I'm going to use normally closed contact switch instead of normally open contact switch, because normally open contact, if I apply input is equal to 1, if contact value is equal to 1, that switch is going to act like the closed switch. In normally closed switch, so if contact value is equal to 0, then only it is going to close. So why I'm going to connect now series? Why not parallelly? So you can once again read the statement here. Application in which pump is required to be activated and pump liquid into a tank when start switch is closed. So here, this is very, very important. When the start switch is closed, the level of the liquid in the tank is below the reference value and there is a liquid reservoir from which it is to be pumped. All are in the AND logic only. Because of that reason, so I'm going to use now normally closed switch. That switch name as M6. Sorry, already I used M6. Instead of that, I will go for M7. M7. Just go for M7. This is liquid level switch. Liquid level switch. So this switch I have selected normally closed because if the liquid in the tank is below the reference line, if below the reference line its value is equal to 0, then it's going to, this switch is going to complement that input to 1, then it's going to close. Because of that reason, I'm going to use normally closed switch. Next, one more switch. There should be a sufficient liquid in the reservoir, means it is full. Full means it is always high. For that reason, I am going to select normally open contact switch M8 device name. So I am going to check reservoir level switch. Reservoir level switch. So it is normally open now. Now our next intention is, so we need these three input to control or to run the or to start the pump. So our output is select the output coil. So there we have used P5. Here I'm going to use P6 as an output device. So here I'm going to use pump. So this is the simple diagram. Here our intention is to, we need to start the pump only when the liquid level in the tank is below the reference line, below the set value. I hope you are following now. So here logic is, if start switch should turn on, always it should be active. The level of liquid in the tank is below the reference line, and assume that you have a sufficient liquid in the reservoir to pump the liquid into this particular tank. That's our intention. So assume that. So save this ladder file and then just go for start simulator. Yes, it is completed now. Writing is completed. So assume this switch value is 0 in the beginning. So it is a normally closed contact switch. That's why it is showing high. Once again, I will repeat. This liquid level switch is in the beginning, it is 0. Since this switch is going to close only when the switch input is 0, this contact value is 0. Because of that, before going to execute, before going to run, or before going to apply any input to the device M7, now it is high. Because of that reason, I am going to select 1 to this. So if this is 1, output is equal to 0. Clear? This is 1. That means 1 means we have sufficient liquid in the tank. We have liquid in the tank is full. Tank is full with the complete liquid or water. That's why this value is now 1. Output is equal to 0 of this particular switch. So before going to start the pump, so this start switch should close by its value is equal to 1. And if this reservoir liquid is also, they have complete liquid in the reservoir, its condition is also 1. But if this switch doesn't show any indication, so liquid in the tank is below the reference line, below the reference value, even though start switch and as well as they have sufficient liquid in the reservoir, so motor won't run. Motor or pump is going to start or pump is going to run only depending on this particular switch. So I will just assume that liquid level in the reservoir is below the reference line. It is not completely filled. So you can see now liquid in the tank is below the reference line. Liquid in the tank is below the reference line, but there is no liquid in the reservoir. It's showing it is 0. Even though start switch is on and liquid in the tank is below the reference line, so we cannot start the pump because there is no liquid in the reservoir. This is the logic. Because of this reason, so if all the condition is high except your liquid status in the tank, then only you can start the pump. You can see now start switch is closed. We have a sufficient liquid in the reservoir, and then liquid level switch is below the reference line in the tank. So 0 is the 0, it will complement it to 1 because it's normally closed contact switch. So 1, this is also 1 and this is also 1. Then you can start the pump to pump the liquid from the reservoir to the tank. From the reservoir to the tank. If once it is filled, assume that once it is filled, it will indicate, so 0, you can observe now, motor is going to stop. Motor is going to, pump is going to stop to pump the liquid from reservoir to the tank. This is the simple logic to control or to switch on pump. Switch on pump. I hope, I think you are following this. This is the simple application I have taken. I think it is more than 1 hour now. Madam?
Yes, sir.
Madam, conclude madabeka?
Sir, we'll conclude it, sir.
Okay.
You will continue, sir. You have.
I will conclude. Still more two applications, simple application I have covered. See, these are few applications. See, before going to conclude, you know this importance of PLC in automation. You have a ample of opportunity in this particular field. If you shown interest to learn this particular software, not only this or any MATLAB software also, but this PLC is very, very important, particularly for electrical engineers. So we're going to use this software along with the SCADA in the power plant control and monitoring. So in smart cities also you'll get plenty of projects using this automation project. The student can utilize this opportunity and you can utilize this lockdown period or free time to learn such type of software to build your career. I thank all the participants, particularly my dear students and faculty friends, for patience hearing and for cooperating. I also thank Professor Nagaraj sir HOD, Department of E&E CIT for providing this opportunity, and those who have helped me in conducting this webinar directly or indirectly. I also thank all my friends, particularly Shubhamurthy and Madhushri. Once again, I thank you all. I hope my presentation was useful. Definitely, if it is useful or if you want more information, you can contact with this email ID, yogabs@gmail.com, with my phone number. Once again, I thank you all for providing this opportunity to share my thoughts with respect to the PLC. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It was such a wonderful and informative session. I request any participants has any doubts, you can ask the sir now. You can either type it in the chat box or you can ask directly. Anybody has any doubts?
Sir, I have a simple question here, sir.
Okay.
The thing is, yes, right now the students are free. Actually, the thing is how to learn this particular software means, as you told that it is an open source software. Is
Okay.
there any media, something like that, so that we can download and we can learn this
Yes,
particular
sure.
software?
You can download. It is a open source software. You can download in the Google, and also we have some mobile application apps of all the manufacturers. As I told, L&T, Mitsubishi, all the manufacturers, they are given the mobile applications. So those who are interested, they can download those applications and they can create their own ladder concept or any programming concept they can learn with the help desk or with the help menu. Definitely.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
You told a specific programming.
Sir?
Sir?
Sir, one more thing. I'm Sujata. Sir,
Yes,
any
madam.
manual or instruction file is available, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, madam. It is available. So I'm using now XG 5000 software of L&T software. The company has given around 600 page manual, 600 page manual. We can go through that particular manual to learn each and every instruction list of that particular company, instruction list, and we can implement ourselves. If you have any interest, you can go through that manual. You can learn, madam.
Okay, sir. Okay. Fine. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, madam. Welcome.
And you told, sir, each vendors will going to use their own programming. What
Yes, sir.
Common programming?
So the problem is the processor and model they are going to use different models and different processor. So as I displayed, Mitsubishi is going to use LD as an instruction list to load the switch status into their memory. So they are used the different manufacturer. They are going to use other instruction list. That is the main drawback of this PLC, sir. As I told in the drawback, so they fixed program applications because the programmer has to use their own instruction list if they want to use that particular PLC. That is the major drawback of this PLC, sir.
You have any PLC kit at your college?
Yes, sir. We have Siemens S200 series. We have 2 kits, sir, digital kits.
Okay. How much it will go to cost, sir?
Sir, in the probably they are purchased in the year 2014 when the first TechCube grant was sanctioned. It is around 2.2 lakhs, sir. It includes 2 PLC training kits and 2 sets of water bottle filling application kits and 2 sets of elevator kits. Including those, it is 2.5 lakhs.
Do students do some projects, carry out projects?
Yes, sir. We are giving a small project, particularly for 7th semester students. We are giving some small project as an hobby project. How to control the output, how to switch on the light using different logics. Ladder logic means what the gate we are going to use. With that, we are going to give some projects, sir. Many projects.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you.
Session. I would like to see your inputs to development of the department.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank
Sir,
you.
thank you.
Uh,
Thank
Thank
for,
you. Now I request, sir, 1 second, sir. Now I
Okay,
request
okay.
Professor Manasa GP to give the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, one and all. I, Professor Manasa, take this privilege of presenting vote of thanks on behalf of Electrical Department at Cambridge Institute of Technology. I thank Professor Yoganand BS for accepting our invitation and sparing his valuable time with us. He gave us an elaborate presentation on need of PLC, its advantages, disadvantages, various types of PLCs available, its applications, regarding which he also showed us a video of our own KMF, major manufacturers of this PLC, block diagram with a detailed explanation, ladder diagrams, and its simulation using the software XG5000, functional block diagrams, instruction sets of different manufacturers, and an example with respect to the PLC application. Thank you, sir, for this wonderful presentation.
Thank you, madam.
I also thank management and principal for their continuous encouragement and facilities, our head of the department for his all-time support, my fellow colleagues for active involvement and smooth conduction of webinar, in specific Professor Madhushri R for making all necessary arrangements required. A special thanks to our student of 6th semester, Mr. Sriranga Udupa, for assisting us in certificate design. Last but not the least, I thank all the participants for showing interest and actively participating in the webinar. Thank you.
Uh,
Feedback